the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a joke. Who in the hell publicly disrespects their incumbent quarterback and then expects them to come in and play your ass off? Hopefully, uh, uh, hopefully, you'll put yourself in a situation. You'll put yourself in a situation to whereas the coach or one of these teams will be able to pick you up because at the end of the day, James, you are being treated like trash. You don't have to accept this. And they talking about you may have to compete. Well, if you compete and when you compete and beat somebody, what you do is make sure you don't ever take one for the team because, hey, nobody sees how you're struggling. Nobody sees the fact that you're not doing your thing because you have an inadequate team around you. Don't tell me about no damn wide receivers. Don't tell me about no big time tight end if you don't have proper blocking. Now, am I sitting on air telling you, man, Jameis Winston is the dude who's gonna save your team? He's the dude who's gonna fix everything? Hell no, I'm not telling you that, man. I am not telling you that foolishness. What I am telling you is this. Jameis Winston is better than most quarterbacks in the National Football League if given the proper opportunity and proper consistent leadership. I'm getting tired of it. I'm not trying to hear it. And if you believe that, then miss me with that nonsense. 1 second, I got information coming in. It looks like Kyrie Irving is out indefinitely because of an aggravated shoulder. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And I'm reading this story as I'm on air, and I know I'm being extremely unprofessional, but that's not the way to go, but I have to do it. All right, thanks for bearing with me. I just want to make sure I got all that information correct. But like I was saying, man, it's a nonsense, and what we have to do is combat the nonsense, and that's why you got to end this podcast. And with that being said, here are a list of some of the better free agents. And let me know if you want to participate. Let me know what you think should happen with some of these free agents. You got Dak Prescott, you got Chris Jones, defensive end. You got Amari Cooper, wide receiver, defensive end, Kansas City Chiefs. Amari Cooper, wide receiver, Cowboys. Davion Clowney, defensive end from the Seahawks. Shaq Barrett from the Buccaneers. Ryan Tannehill. Yakeem Ngwa, linebacker or defensive end from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Drew Brees is no longer free agent, but Tom Brady will be. Justin Simmons is. AJ Green. Byron Jones, cornerback for the Cowboys. Hunter Henry, a tight end from the Chargers. I almost said San Diego. Phillip Rivers is also in there. Corey Littleton, Rams. Leonard Williams, defensive end of the Giants. The aforementioned Jameis Winston. Big time running back Derrick Henry and Anthony Ocasio. Those are just the name of a few of the guys that you need to keep your eye on. If your team needs a big time free agent, that's what you need to do. Look at those names. And if you want to talk, you want to share your opinions, hit your boy up. 773-797-2409 is where you can reach me. It'll be all good. But with that being said, I'm continuing this path. Now, people are saying Phillip Rivers needs to go to the Indianapolis Colts. If that would be the greatest mistake in NFL history. If the Colts pick up Phillip Rivers, it may be good for him. Frank Reich is the head coach. The offensive coordinator came from San Diego. It would be a perfect fit. He would walk in the door and fit right in. He'll be able to tell the people in Indianapolis exactly what to do. This would be a perfect fit if Phillip Rivers still has some arm strength. If Phillip Rivers has the ability to get out of his own way. But this is another dude hitting wide open defenders, linebackers, defensive ends, and cornerbacks. He's finished, people. Eli retired. He needs to go ahead and retire too, but what they're going to do is end up giving him some money. The reason I say this would be a gigantic mistake is simply because if this dude goes to the Colts, this opens the door for Jacoby Brissett to be a free agent. And if Jacoby Brissett is a free agent, he's taking 95 north to New England, and Bill Belichick is going to get the party going. People are totally sleeping on Jacoby Brissett. People are looking for the greatest quarterback in the history of the world. He is not that. He's exactly what y'all are saying Tom Brady is. He's a game manager that can help you win a football game. And if you have a lockdown defense like Bill Belichick will coordinate, if you have people in position to dominate, Jacoby Brissett will be able to make big time plays. And that's not even, this is a dude who is in the league MVP conversation. If you're in the league MVP conversation on the Colts, then you'll put yourself in the best possible position if you get the leadership of Bill Belichick, that coaching staff, Sonny Michel, and other ball players that will be around you. And let's not forget, Bill Belichick will coordinate the hell out of the situation. Now, with that being said, here a few of the players that you need to get in contact with if you want these are the players that you need to be looking for if your team is looking. Running backs, Henry, Gordon, Todd Gurley, and Le'Veon Bell are on the trading blocks. Don't let anybody on earth disappoint you and tell you that's not happening. These Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell will not be on the Rams and the Jets next season. You heard it here first. Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, Phillip Rivers, Brady, and Dak Prescott is potentially a free agent quarterback. The dude who, I'm a Raider fan. Y'all know that. Jadeveon Clowney is a dude who I think the Oakland Raiders need to pick up. Either pick him up in Chicago or in Las Vegas. Either way. Chris Jones, Shaq Barrett, and a couple other linebackers. With that being said, let's move on. My man Antonio Brown was on the Breakfast Club. If you ask me, he was making a complete ass of himself. People thought he had a great showing. He had a great showing. He had not had all this turmoil around him. You're looking at the situation to what as you dealing with Antonio Brown. You don't come to the Breakfast Club and hand out penises. I'm sorry, bro. You look like a damn fool again. And it was funny to Charlamagne, Envy, and Angela Yee because they're secure in that position. They're the #1 show in the New York tri-state area, and they're syndicated throughout the United States of America. So if they can get you to come on there and make an ass out of yourself, they will welcome that every single solitary time and twice on Sundays. It's insane to do that. He's throwing them around the studio, and they laughing. But at the end of the day, I can guarantee you, Envy, Yee, and Charlamagne, after the show, they laughed at him and said, "What the hell is wrong with this dude?" And I have to ask that question. Antonio, what the fuck is wrong, bro? You are in trouble for cussing out your baby mama and throwing candy penises at the damn police. So what you do is repeat the thing, and then you get on TV and you say, "You're just misunderstanding." You're not misunderstood, bro. You keep going on social media, going Facebook Live, going Twitter Live, going Instagram Live, showing these live feeds, and you making a complete ass of yourself. You allegedly jumped on a moving man and took your merch back, and now you saying you and this lady are cool. She probably cool with you because she's scared to death, bro. Your erratic behavior is outrageous. You calling these white boy quarterbacks racist, and that's not gonna help. Antonio Brown, as I say on the show every week, you need to grab the nearest chair, be quiet as possible, and sit your ass down. In a hurry, bro. Because you are starting to look like you're sick. In one breath, you said you're not going to therapy. The very next thing out your mouth was you going to therapy because you don't have the right people around you, and you had a bunch of yes men. What you're doing, Antonio, to me, it sounds like you're just regurgitating things that you've heard people say about you, and you want to pretend as if you are doing something special. Bro, you're not. You're making a complete and utter ass of yourself. You're embarrassing your pops. You're embarrassing your moms. You're embarrassing your family. And most important, you're embarrassing yourself and your children. You got your kids out there, you calling your mama these, they keep their mama these names. and then you go on TV and throw around some penises, bro. What the hell is wrong with you, man? You making yourself look like a damn fool. It's not my place to tell you what to do. And then you said you get mad at Terrell Owens because he come over your house and try to give you some words of encouragement on how not to mess up because he's messed up. And what do you say? How he gonna help me and he messed up? That's the perfect person to help you, bro. Anybody who's blown it knows exactly what not to do. And what you're doing is exactly what not to do. AB, you need to cool the hell out and cut it out, bro. You need to cool the hell out and cut it the hell out, man. And like I said, man, if he don't, he won't be back in the league. And at first, I promise you, y'all, I went into that interview thinking, yeah, AB will be back, man. He cool. He just be spazzing out every once in a while. He'll be okay. And then after watching the interview, I promise you, I was like, I wouldn't hire this dude to walk my damn dog. I wouldn't give a damn if he was running a 4.040 and caught everything we threw within 10 feet of him. I would not have Antonio Brown on my show. You mad because Ben Roethlisberger didn't invite you over his house? This ain't high school, bruh. Who the hell cares? Throw me the damn ball. Keep helping me stack this paper, and hopefully we get to the Super Bowl. See, this is one of those instances to me, whereas the brothers and sisters in our community got the game all backward. We got the game backward as hell. And what I mean by that, we have been tricked into believing you should sacrifice money in order to get a ring. Look, they lifting those weights. They busting their ass in the gym room, in the gym. They running these routes out on the field. They doing all this hard ass practice. They're not doing that shit for no ring. And if they tell you that, they are outside of their damn mind. This is something that is only said by poor and disenfranchised people. We have been trained to believe that wanting a lot of money is a bad thing. You're greedy. No, I'm not greedy. But it's make a list of things that you want to be in order. And I guarantee you the last 3 things on that list will be poor, sick, and dead. I don't give a damn if you have 10 billion things that you want to be. The last 3 things I want to be is poor, sick, and dead. If you poor and sick, you gonna die. That's why these dudes busting their ass and doing all this running around and hurting themselves. Yeah, do they want a ring? Hell yeah. But you know what? Ask them to trade in all that money for one of those rings. It's a bunch of players that played in the National Football League, Major League Baseball, the NFL, NHL, and any other means of professional sports, and they asses working regular jobs. Ask them do they wish they would have traded some of that money to get them one of them damn rings back. Give me this money. Hell yeah. Shit is crazy. But you know what? Only poor people think like that. Because you don't hear anybody else in any form of entertainment say, I'm doing this for the love, don't pay me that much money. Now, if you want to do, like if you're an actor, you do a movie for the low because you helping out the director, but you're going to get paid on the back end. But bruhs run around here talking about, I'm going to do it for the love of the money. I'm not doing a damn thing. You know, I'm going to do the love for the love of it, love a woman and love my kids and love my family. That's what I do for the love of it. And if you, how the heck, like, hey, at one point, I used to say, other people, the greatest rappers ever. I've been listening to Jay-Z for the last 2 weeks. I know this off topic. But if you listen to Jay-Z, he has a line in every one of his songs, and every song that just about fit every situation. And the reason I brought it up is Jay-Z said it. How can I help the poor if I'm one of them? Nobody's doing this shit for the love. Now, you may operate your craft to the best of your ability because you love the game, but nobody's playing for free. And if you are playing for free, you are a fool. I've never made it to the NFL. And guess what? Even as a little boy, when I wanted to make it to the NFL, I wasn't thinking about playing for free. I wanted to try. That's the only reason I got into sports was my Uncle Richard used to come home with these 5-foot tall basketball chokers. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. But once I became an adult and realized this shit is about the money, So I stopped playing for money. That's why I don't